so sick of being the superhero.
But blockbusters just let you make movies you love.
I'll be Irma Vep.
This is the part she's been dying to play.
I told her not to get involved with those people. What else can I do?
How's it been going? You happy?
Mira, I'm never happy.
How did director Olivier Assayas sell this rehashing of this old silent classic film Les Vampires and his own indie film Irma Vep to make into a TV series?
To be honest, I don't think he had to sell it at all much because, I mean, I've actually known Olivier about 6-7 years now, and we've, you know, I adore him as a person, but I'm also a huge admirer and fan of his work. So when, you know, he asked me if I wanted to come and join this, it was very early stages. I mean, he hadn't written it by that point, but he had been asked about the idea of kind of continuing this universe that he did in his film Irma Vep, and that he was intrigued by it. And he said, yeah, no, I think it's been 26 years ago now since I made that, and he was like, I feel like I haven't had a closure. That film kind of came about very much in the moment, and he said I would really feel like I have so much more to tap into if I go into a series format. So, and I mean, I just wanted to work with Olivier, so I was so excited to.
Did he
be
tell
part
you
of
why
this.
you were the perfect Irma Vep for him? Because his ex-wife Maggie Cheung played it in his earlier film in 1996.
Yes, I mean, it's a huge difference because, of course, Maggie back then also, I mean, we know now she's, you know, huge. She was a huge film star in Hong Kong, but the Western world didn't really know her. So you could also tap into this actress that you, or we in the West, could, like, not have a reference of in the back. But like he said, he immediately thought that I would play another character because he was like, for me then to create a character that is Alicia Vikander with your filmography that you've already had in your life, that everybody, it becomes a very different thing. And I think the beauty of this thing is how kind of meta and led it is. I mean, in our series, we have a director, obviously, too, but he has also already made an earlier version. And of course, it's a different director who plays in our film than did in the original Irma Vep, and then Olivier, our real director, is kind of a bit of these both characters. I mean, it's a lot of that going on in our series, which is fun.
Town. You play tough, but you're so candid.
I'm young. I'm a movie star.
I like when they look at you.
What matters is staying sane.
I talked to Viggo Mortensen once about him having to wear a Nazi uniform for a role. And he said that uniform made a huge impact on him. What effect did having this iconic Irma Vep black catsuit on you?
I mean, it is pretty interesting how the costume did transform me. I think, and I love the magic that is kind of brought up in the TV series about how this, you know, creature and also shape that we actually have seen throughout the years in cinema. Mostly kind of, we think of like, it looks like a cat suit, and then you get reference from Catwoman or whatever. But actually, if you go back to the 1914 Les Vampires in France, it's amazing to see that this costume already existed back then. And then Nicolas Esquier actually, you know, came aboard to design the version that we have in our series, and he's kind of done that beautiful homage of having it being in silk, that the really original one was, but added velvet into a beautiful mix, which kind of becomes another version of it than the 1994 latex,
Yes.
you know, version that Maggie Cheung had.
One.
Yeah.
In the film, Mia says at one point that the price for wanting to be famous is that you have to give something of yourself to the public. Does Alicia agree?
Yes, I think it goes with it, but I think I've, you know, been very much throughout my entire career that I've tried to, you know, control to a certain degree. I don't think you can, because I think, you know, you are in one way opening up, being public, and that's totally fine. And I mean, I'm like, especially being here, like, it's so nice being here in Cannes. I love talking about films and the work I'm doing and the people I get to, you know, collaborate with, and so it's more that I try to always pull the focus to be on that, and then some of the other aspects of being an actress comes of course with it, but I think I'm protecting myself a bit more than what Mira does.
Long time ago, you started out in series, but do you think that in the meantime series and films have grown closer?
Totally. I mean, what I did in Sweden was actually like a proper soap opera. I think I did about like 90 episodes in like 9 months or something. I mean, that was a very different format in a way. But I think definitely now when you can make limited series, and you can accept that it doesn't have to go on and have seasons after seasons, and instead you have you can look at if a 5, 6 up to 8, 10 hour film, and I think I had been longing to for the past few years to kind of step into this, to get the chance to be with my character and develop it in a way where you can have more time.
Although the rhythm is kind of different, I think, right, between the two.
It's longer.